Hello everybody, I'm George from Ireland. So here I am showing you Eel Pie Island in London. So just in Twickenham. So this 8 sits amidst the River Thames. You can see it's quite densely wooded down this end, almost impassable. And then all these pleasure boats are there moored. Well, I would say permanently. Obviously people get onto them and they go around just for fun, particularly in the summer. Nobody lives on these ones, although there are houseboats that away on this bank of the Thames. Here I am on the northern bank of the Thames. It's quite confusing because of the meanders of the river. You can be on the north bank and actually further south than the south bank. Okay, so, and there, look, some old abandoned boat with a big crane on it. Seen better days. There's a rusting hulk. Then there's a boat there flying the Jolly Roger. So mostly rather small boats. I think they've seen better days. Anyway, Eel Pie Island, it used to be 3 islands, and I'm not sure how they managed to connect them or make it one larger island. People have been living on there for centuries, and yes, there really were eels in the Thames around here. I'm not sure if there are anymore, and so people used to munch those. I've never eaten eel myself. I'm not too keen on fish, and it is a type of a fish. I don't think we have electric eels though. So I don't know where you could purchase eel pie around here. Look at that, and one of those boats is called Lodestar. So now the big blue one with the yellow line, the yellow plimsoll line is somebody's Lodestar. All right, and then you see the little, what do you call them, launches, a bit like lifeboats or something, because when you're on your big boat, you want to get to the mainland and then be able to come back to your boat, which you've moored in the river, have to climb over several boats to get to your boat. And people go rowing around here. And look at their bigger cranes, their boat yards here for manufacturing and repairing boats. And you see lots of aquatic birds are there, a couple of seagulls. So we're about 12 miles from central London, but from the open sea we're at least 25 miles. But nonetheless they come in here. And then some of them are looking more like houseboats. These houseboats, someone like me, you know, 6'1", I could apparently just stand up in the middle of them. But they're not very long. They're like 8 meters long, 2 meters wide, something like that. You have on 2, I can't think what you call them, holes. One to put your diesel in, one tank, and the other, and then pump out, which is your effluent. Because of course people use the lavatorium on board them, unless you want to put your rear end over the side when nature calls. So, yeah, Phoenix Wharf and another crane. And then you'll see a bit where you can actually sail your boat into this boatyard to be repaired, lifted up. Look at that old wooden one with some chairs atop it. So I wonder if that plies the waters in the summer. So this is just one channel of the Thames. There's the other channel the other side of it, and there's an area called Ham beyond it. Not East Ham and West Ham, that's in the east of London, simply called Ham here. So that was the county of Surrey over there until the late 19th century, about 1889, when London County Council was formed, when the county of Middlesex was abolished, simply absorbed into Greater London, and parts of Surrey, Kent, Essex, and wherever else, maybe Berkshire, they were simply absorbed into London, and Greater London was formed. Look, there you see Phoenix Wharf, where they've lined up a little canal boat there. Could go up. Canal boat, which is functions as a houseboat. Obviously canal boats are ones which are much longer than they are wide, about 4 times longer than they are wide, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to turn, and these canals are very narrow, a little over 4 meters wide, so they can only just pass with inches to spare if 2 boats are going abreast. So there was no bridge here until 1967, if memory serves. And then you see the rowing club over there. So it's entirely privately owned. I mean, there's not just one owner. A big white building is the rowing club, but then many people have their houses there. And they look askance at outsiders going across. I shan't go over the bridge. There's a sign on the bridge saying that consequent upon the coronavirus situation, they ask that people do not come there. And then there's that very noisy truck behind because they're pumping out water from those Italian fountains with the statues of the Naiads, the Oceanides, or whatever they're called, you know, nymphs. That late 19th century Italian marvelous sculpture that was owned by Sir Ratanji Tata, who owned York House, which is very close by. Now, ooh, look, a little bit of a beach. Well, I don't think it's a day for sunbathing. Look at that. There's the beach. Oh, I do like to be beside the riverside. Okay, and a few ducks. So you can see about a third of that island is just wilderness, but it's impassable and you can't get in there. You can only get there via someone's private property. So members of the public can't get in. I mean, I suppose you could take a boat and try and climb onto it, but they've built these sort of metal banks to hold the mud of the island in place so the island doesn't get washed away. I wonder if increase ever silts up, because some of this is seawater. The Thames is tidal down to Teddington, and Tedding is about 2 miles yonder. That's where there's the Tide End House, which is now a pub. Okay, Twickenham Rowing Club. There you can see their boats for the 8s to go up and down the river. Sometimes the water level is too high, other rivers are flowing too fast, so they can't do that.